of Secret Service vehicles with the president on board is approaching. As the president's limousine rolls towards the manhole cover, a person remotely pulls the trigger, and suddenly...
Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be reacting to how the US president travels, and this is one of the most viewed videos on YouTube about the United States Secret Service as well as how the president travels. And if you guys don't already know from all of the videos that I posted over the year, I am a huge fan of the Secret Service and how the president travels. So let's go ahead and jump into this video and see what it's all about.
It is the worst nightmare of the Secret Service. An attack on the president of the United States.
Now, the first thing I noticed with this one, I was like, oh, they in New York City. We got NYPD with it.
States while he's traveling. Hidden beneath this man.
Another thing, like at least in New York City, when they have like the United Nations or when they have like an advance notice of the president coming into town, they would literally move garbage cans out the way. They'll move stuff out the way where you could like easily hide some type of explosives. They'll even cover over manhole covers with like cement or asphalt or whatever. They just do whatever it takes to make sure the president is safe, which is pretty impressive. But let's see what's about to happen.
Manhole cover is a bomb that went undetected, and it can be triggered remotely. Just seconds from now, the presidential motorcade will be passing over exactly this spot. But this is not the only danger. A few blocks away, there is a second threat. Located in a dimly lit room, a sniper is overlooking the intersection, where the president will soon be.
Now, do you guys think threat number one is going to affect the president? Do you guys think threat number two is going to affect the president? Remember, he's in the beast. That limo literally is a beast. So let's see what happens here. I love the animation.
And a little further down the road, a van with tinted windows is parked, close to the blocked off streets. Inside, a man is preparing a rocket launcher that will soon be aimed at the motorcade.
So if 1 and 2 doesn't take him out, 3 has a pretty good chance. Well, let's see what happens.
Fortunately, these 3 scenarios are purely fictional, but they will demonstrate the rigorous effort the Secret Service undertakes to ensure that the president remains secure during travel.
There's the beast.
While the president is still about 2 minutes away from the manhole cover with the bomb, the first car of the motorcade, the route car, is already driving past this spot. This car, together with the pilot car, ensures that the road is clear of obstructions. The sweepers, which are primarily motorcycles, follow the route car and pilot car and help clear the road ahead.
So, funny story, like in New York City, I actually experienced a couple of presidential motorcades. I've seen Obama motorcade, I have seen Trump's motorcade. I never seen Biden's though, because I ended up moving. I want to try to see Biden's before he leaves office, whenever that would be, if it's going to be now or later, whatever. I need to try to go to New York and catch him in New York one time. But anyway, it's so cool how they do this in the city, because they literally shut down everything, and then like just like they say, the pilot and the route car come flying through about a minute or two ahead, and then all the motorcycles come through, and then all the other Secret Service vehicles come through as well. And I have a lot of videos on this too. It's one of my favorite things. I feel like in another life I would have been a Secret Service agent. I don't know, it sounds like it's fun.
However, they are unable to identify the bomb, and the core of the motorcade, consisting of Secret Service vehicles with the president on board, is approaching. As the president's limousine rolls towards the manhole cover, a person remotely pulls the trigger, and suddenly nothing happens. The remote trigger didn't work, and that is because of this car, the Electronic Countermeasure Suburban, one of the most technically impressive vehicles in the motorcade. On its roof, antennas emit radio frequencies that drown out any bomb activation signal. This technique is called barrage jamming, and it essentially works by the antennas emitting such a strong noise signal that other signals simply cannot get through.
That's pretty crazy. Like, I already knew about this, but just kind of seeing it and hearing about it again is just kind of crazy that it's literally just putting out a signal that loud, but like there's no way to put out something louder. Like, what if somebody else comes with something even like a bigger antenna? And then how do they not block out their own signals? I guess everything's like encrypted and stuff, but it's really amazing and impressive how they do this.
And so, the motorcade continues undisturbed towards the second threat, the sniper in the window.
This isn't a threat at all.
Located behind the electronic countermeasure Suburban is the president's vehicle, commonly known by its nickname, the Beast. However, you can never be sure in which car the president is.
The timing on this animation is so cool. Like, I don't even know what software they're using. Like, I wish I had this software because I would play this like a video game. Like, this looks so cool. It's just amazing. I would just treat this as a game and make videos on this, whatever they're using. But timing of that sync right there where they split apart.
As there are two identical presidential limousines on the road. Following behind are two cars carrying the president's most important security personnel, ready to take action in the event of an attack. This is the so-called halfback in which the president's personal Secret Service agents are located. No matter what happens, these agents will stay with the president.
One cool thing about, I think it's the halfback, I may be wrong, but I'll put it up on the screen. One of these trucks have seats that face backwards so that they could, you know, pop the window open, start just in case they have to. Like, it's crazy the amount of stuff that these guys have.
The other car carries the counter-assault team. These heavily armed agents can remain on site and fight off an attack. This creates a secure buffer between attackers and the president.
Shout out to the counter assault team because those guys, they don't play. I've seen these guys in person and you do not want to pick a fight with these guys at all. They will destroy you, like, seriously.
Behind these cars are the control car and the support car. These transport additional Secret Service agents, essential presidential staff, as well as the president's personal doctor. But unknown to any of them, they are currently approaching another threat, as the motorcade arrives at the intersection the sniper has scouted out. The fact that there are two identical cars makes it difficult for the shooter, but unfortunately he catches a glimpse through the glass, aims, and pulls the trigger.
Animation is
Such
really
a scenario
impressive.
naturally brings back memories of the 1963 assassination of John F. Kennedy, who was shot while driving his motorcade through Dallas. Since that time, the presidential limousine has undergone.
It's crazy to think about it. Like, back in the day, you used to be able to like really see the president like so easily, but because of all the crazy extreme people over the years, you gotta now lock this guy down like crazy. Wow, what a day.
Many changes. Kennedy's car was a specially modified 1961 Lincoln Continental. Unfortunately though, only a few of the adjustments made were related to security improvements. The car was retrofitted with a luxurious heating and air conditioning system, as well as.
Yeah, this is cool. Like, if you guys see right here, the agents could kind of stand and then hold on to the car as it's driving down the block or driving down the street.
Lights, sirens, fire extinguishers, and radio telephones for communication. The car was also extended to include a middle row of jump seats that can fold away when not in use. In addition, the roof was made to be completely removable, and the cushion on the rear bank where the
tragic mistake taken off the roof led to JFK getting his roof taken off.
President sits was raised. Both these modifications were designed to make the president more visible to the public. Unfortunately, it also made him more vulnerable. After Kennedy's assassination, the car was massively rebuilt. A top of bulletproof glass was installed, and the body of the car was now protected with titanium armor. Perhaps somewhat symbolic, the light convertible appearance representative of a hopeful time, was built up into a tank set to protect his more divisive successor. Luckily, today's limousine is well prepared for such an attack, and the shot has absolutely no chance of success.
If they were to hit a shot like that, I would say that's pretty impressive because, like, you're hitting a moving target, for one. Obviously, they already did that in the past, but, like, the amount of security that's involved now, like, you have a good chance of getting shot before you could get a shot off now. I don't know, but anything could happen.
The current Beast has been in service since September 2018 and is a completely custom-built vehicle by General Motors. Although visually reminiscent of a sedan, the car was actually built based on a truck platform. This was necessary to support the over 15,000-pound heavy armored vehicle. The interior is hermetically sealed against any form of chemical attack. The tires...
See, it looks like a car, like he said, but it's literally a truck. And if you look at the vehicles behind it, like look at these SUVs behind it, it's literally the same size as the SUV. Like this thing is massive. It just doesn't really look that big on camera, but if you really look at the Suburbans behind it, you can see like this is a big vehicle. This thing is impressive.
Are able to continue driving even when shot, and the doors are 8 inches thick and equipped with handles that, with the switch of a button, can be electrified in order to prohibit entry to outsiders.
James Bond.
Always inside the car, there is a storage of blood of the same blood type as the president.
I wonder what do they do with the blood like after they don't end up using it? Do they donate it? Because it would suck for all this blood to just go to waste. I'm sure people need it, but I don't know. That's something I always think about, like what do they do with it?
It is a luxury tank designed to withstand any possible threat. But the biggest challenge in our scenario is yet to come, as just 2 blocks away, the van with the rocket launcher prepares to test the car's endurance. Behind the solid core of vehicles directly protecting the president are a few larger vans. These carry the press pool of reporters that travel with the president. This car behind is the ID car. It functions as the motorcade's communications hub, relaying information between the different vehicles and identifying problems early on. Behind that is the Hazardous Materials Mitigation Unit.
This is one of my favorite trucks too. This thing looks very cool in real life. Some of these models that they're using aren't the exact models of what the truck looks like. Like it just looks so much better than this in real life. I'll put up a picture so you guys can see. But I love this truck too. It's very cool.
A vehicle equipped to respond to biological, chemical, and even nuclear attacks. It carries the necessary equipment and personnel to treat the effects of such an attack effectively. This is the so-called Roadrunner, recognizable by the antenna above the roof.
Now this one, Roadrunner, there's a couple different versions of this truck, but I don't think any of them look like this if I remember correctly. I believe it looks slightly different, but obviously, you know, with this, whatever software they're using in the models and all that stuff, obviously it's not going to be exact, but it's pretty close. I gotta say, everything on the top definitely looks correct though.
This car is the mobile communication hub of the motorcade, ensuring that the president is fully operational at all times. The car provides satellite and internet communications, and it feeds a direct encrypted link to the Pentagon, allowing the president to hold secure phone and video conversations, even when en route. At the back of the motorcade, a local ambulance will follow, just in case anything happens. And signifying the end of the motorcade are the so-called rear guards. Local police cars that make sure that no other cars drive into the motorcade from the back.
And in real life, there's more vehicles in this. Like as far as at the end and at the beginning, they just flood it with local police officers and motorcycles. It's crazy. Even the press vans, it's normally like more than 2 of those. It's just crazy.
At this
Threat
point,
number 3.
the presidential limousine arrives at the intersection with the van. quickly, a man jumps out
Honestly, they would see this. Like
and
the first
aims
car,
their rocket.
the first car right there, they're looking in every direction. There's agents looking everywhere. So they would have saw that door open, which would be very suspicious, and they would have alerted, like, you know, I don't know what their call is, but they'll be like code red, something happened, boom, 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 and then they'll immediately go into defensive positions. And this guy, he ain't gonna make it that far.
Rocket launcher directly at the limousine. For this case, the presidential limousines and the electronic countermeasure vehicle are equipped with smoke grenades. As soon as they are triggered, the cars disappear in the smoke, preventing a clear line of sight. This so-called infrared smoke screen is composed in such a way that it conceals the heat signature of objects. That means that even more complex guided missiles would not succeed in tracking the target. Meanwhile, the beast flees the scene.
They break off.
The presidential motorcade
go.
is a highly fought-through system. Although the enormous number of cars may seem a bit arbitrary at first glance, a closer look reveals that the different vehicles all fulfill different tasks and together function as a White House on wheels. Though it's probably fair to say that besides justified security concerns, there's also some element of projecting power at play here.
Yeah, you definitely feel the power. If you see this in real life, you feel it.
Today, the motorcade managed to successfully avert 3 different dangers. But the motorcade is only one part of a huge security apparatus,
Air Force
with
One.
another element.
I never seen Air Force One in real life. I actually have a goal to see it. I don't know where I'm going to see that though. It's either going to be in Atlanta or somehow in New York. I want to see Marine One as well, or in Washington D.C. I could probably see Marine One in Washington D.C. I want to see it land at the White House.
Being Air Force One, the call sign for a heavily modified Boeing 747, on which the president travels. This plane was severely tested when it served as a refuge for George Bush during the attacks on the country on September 11, 2001, with the president spending much of that day on board. For my next video, I took a look at this special perspective on September 11. And you can watch that video already right now on Nebula, where I upload all my videos first.
So shout outs to Neo. This was an amazing video. Definitely did enjoy it. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Let me know what else you guys would like to let me know what else you guys would like me to react to, and if you guys want to see me watch the Air Force One video as well. But September 11th, that was a crazy day. I still remember it, man. I was in school and everybody started going home, and I went home too, and then I saw what happened. It was tragic. But thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you guys want to see some more of this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.